Hello, I'm Elmer Soriano, and we're with Kim Ante, one of our fellows at the Social Finance Lab, and she's been working on a project as a research fellow for around 2 months now, right?
Yes.
So, can you tell us, Kim, about the project that you're working on?
Yes. So the project that my team and I are working on is called the Siargao Climate Field School for Farmers and Fisher Folk in Del Carmen in Surigao del Norte. So it is one of the projects of the current administration with Mayor Alfredo Coro, wherein they really want to help the farmers and fisher folk become more climate adaptive. This was in response as well to, of course, the threat of climate change with rising sea level, and also the limitations that come with that, also with extreme weather disturbances that become worse and worse as time goes by due to climate change. So the most vulnerable of those in Siargao for particularly are the farmers and fisher folk. So they are the poorest sector of society, and at the same time their livelihood is the most threatened. So they have less harvests, less fish, and because of that they resort to easier ways of making money, and one of those is dynamite fishing, and also cutting down mangroves in the area because they make for easier selling of what they call this, for instead of the traditional charcoal and all. And yeah, so basically it contributes to the greater degradation of the environment. Specifically that Surigao del Norte hosts one of the largest mangrove forests in the country, and ironically, it's also what protects the area from destructive like typhoons. For example, Odette in 2021, which totally ravaged most of the areas along the east of the Philippines. So the Climate Field School would help the farmers and fisher folk equip them with tools that will help them become more adaptive to these kinds of effects, no? And protect their livelihood, and as well as serve as like a model for other places. So they call it the Siargao Climate Field School for Farmers and Fisher Folk, but they're also inviting farmers and fisher folk and even local governments from different areas to learn from them.
And you are doing this as a graduate student. Tell us about the course that you're doing.
Yeah, so I'm currently a master's in development management student at the Asian Institute of Management, and so as part of our course, we were tasked to choose one of three tracks to focus on our capstone project. So we are under the Impact First Investing track, and so that's the other two are the policy and transformation, and the other is in entrepreneurship. So with Impact First Investing, with the term is we want to see impact first, and we want to give that option to these corporations, businesses, institutions to invest in socially in social projects, or in projects that have great impact in terms of social impact. And then of course the profit is still there, but the emphasis is on the social return. So yeah, that's.
So how is so you're a fellow at the Social Finance Lab. No? Tell us the difference between regular investing for profits, no? If investing in the stock market, or compared to impact first investing or social finance, financing, investing for a social return on investment. What's the difference?
Well, of course, investing, that's in the traditional sense, it's really, we really want to profit. We really want to make money. We really want to gain from the investment. Whereas in what we're learning right now is we could invest, we could do those investments, but at the same time also have a social impact. And that's what impact, or the social finance, or impact first investing is focusing on, or is like advocating for. So for example, there are just like recently we learned about Omron in Japan, wherein they're basically hiring persons with disabilities or differently abled people, with a focus on empowering them really, and then the profit comes with that. And there are other models as well. For example, in the US, maybe more familiar would be one of those is the Every Table restaurants, wherein they created a model wherein it's a healthy restaurant. It serves healthy organic food, but they have like a slider scale for how to charge customers, for example, according to the income level of the neighborhood. So for neighborhoods wherein the people have low income generally, the prices are for healthy food, especially in food, what they call food deserts, are cheaper, and then that is covered by the restaurants that they have in higher income neighborhoods wherein they could charge for more. So it's a sort of an impact first investing model because there were a lot of investors interested in that model of Every Table, and it has now and sometimes some would think that it's kind of that would be counterproductive, or do you really gain or profit from that? And we just learned recently that in 2022 they were able to establish at least 44 branches, 44 restaurants all over the United States, and they're growing still. So it's a model that that has social return or social impact at its core, and it's working to also gain profit. And that's how corporations and institutions are should be, I think, looking into in the future.
Mhm. Now, it's one thing to learn through cases. You read the case, you discuss it. But for the Climate Field School, you're doing it as a capsule. You're actually traveling to Siargao. You're going to meet with the mayor. So it's not a classroom discussion. It's a real world project. How does it feel different? Does it feel different as a learning experience to you to read something on paper compared to be actually talking to a mayor who really wants to implement this? How is it as a learning experience?
First of all, I think the pressure is there because it's
There's
really
more pressure.
yeah. There's more pressure because it's a real problem and we're dealing with real people. It's not something that you just okay. Let's see where this goes, and then after complying with it, you leave it there. No, it's these are real people that need real solutions.